Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Deez and this is my workshop, and today's video is going to be a shop update video. I'm in the middle of a project, but I'm having a hard time finding time to get out in the shop and complete this project, and I'm going to explain why. But before I get to that, I wanted to share the Indiana Model Engine Show. It's the Indiana Model Engine and Machinist Show. That's coming up October 4th and 5th. Up in Auburn, Indiana, at the National Auto and Truck Museum. I had the pleasure of attending last year as just an attendee. I was not presenting or being a vendor of any sort. But it was a really fascinating show. If you're getting into model engines or you have an interest in that sort of thing, or small machining. So if you get a chance to make it up there, it's in Auburn, Indiana. I highly recommend it. I went last year. It's really fascinating, the talent of some of these folks up there, and some of the little micro engines and the larger ones. They were just fascinating to see. They were so cool. Definitely worth a visit up there. I really wanted to give a shout out to that show and encourage anybody that's watching this channel that might be in that area to go up there, visit the show. It's put on by the Machinist Group of Northeast Indiana. It is at the National Auto and Truck Museum in Auburn, Indiana, October 4th and 5th. That's a Saturday, Sunday. There's a QR code if you want to scan the screen. I'll post a picture of this as well in this video. They've got a website. I'll go ahead and post that for the Auto Truck Museum, and I'll also post the Indiana Model Engine Show's website on. I'll put a link in this video, and I'll put it in the video here too. Again, it's a great group of people. And if I can encourage anybody to go up there, please do. I was invited to be a vendor this year, but I can't make it to the show. And the reason for that is I've been helping my dad with some medical issues. I've been driving him to a hospital it's in Chicago, just to get him to these appointments, and it's consuming a lot of time. And of course, family to me is more important than anything else, you know. So he needs my help. I'm helping him, and we're getting him through this stuff. That also explains why I haven't been posting, or I've been posting content, but I missed a weekend, and I'm probably going to miss a weekend or two here or there. Just please bear with me, stick with me. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm just done with it all. I just can't get out in the garage and get the content created and a video presented for you folks. So I'm trying my best, but I did want to give you a shop update on that and the reasons why. And if you want to just keep him in your thoughts and prayers, I'd appreciate that. So hopefully by next weekend, I will have a video out with another part, if not a finished completion of the micrometer stand that I'm making, inspired by Rustinox. Hopefully you've checked his channel out as well. But I'll be continuing work on that. I've got some plans for some model engines I'm thinking about starting. With this show coming up, it's kind of re-sparking my interest in maybe making a model engine. So I've got all kinds of ideas, things I want to work on. It's just finding the time to get out here and work on it. So I appreciate everybody watching. I apologize for the short video this week. Just a lot going on. I'm trying to balance it all, work, life, you know, the whole bit. So I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for sticking with the channel, and I hope to see you next week. Everybody, I'm in the market for a new tape measure. I've got this old one here, old tool shop. The problem is when you're trying to work on anything, a lot of these numbers are just worn away. And so sure, there's plenty of good tape measure back beyond it, but honestly, it's more frustrating to get this thing out and try to find the marks and ticks that you want for what you're doing. So I'm going to throw this one away, but before we do, I'll take this apart just to see what's inside. Most of you know there's a spring and a coil, and you could replace the tapes. I've seen that before, but it's not worth it for such a cheap tape measure. This one's a pretty good one. I like this one. It hasn't worn off yet. I've had it for a long time. It's a Cobalt. Got it from Lowe's. It's plenty long. It's heavy duty. You can go out quite a ways without it bending. And I like this tape measure. This is a really good one that I have. The only thing is over time, I've had a long time, the rubbers are just deteriorating. It's, I don't know, maybe I'll peel it off of there, but it's just a mess. This is what happens with certain rubbers over time. They just get old and kind of peel away. And then finally, this is a Harbor Freight jobby, Pittsburgh. I got this one. They used to, you know, when you had, if you go in, they would give you something for free, whether it's a flashlight or a tape measure, whatever. They don't ever do tape measures anymore, but these were nice to pick up. They're, you know, as long as the tape measure itself isn't flawed, they're not such bad. They're, you know, they're not so bad. But you know, these were kind of nice to have to put in different toolboxes and stuff. So I've got this one. But let's go ahead. I do have another one. Let me see if I can find it. I do have another one. It's a Lufkin, and I think it's still in decent shape. It's not, you know, you can't, it's not real thick or robust, but it's not worn out either. So I keep this one in a tool bucket that I use. You know, there's some really cool videos. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, but there's some cool videos about the features of different tape measures and what the different features are. I think this is like a 3-inch. Like, you can put this, see how this is squared off? You can put this against something, and where it starts is, I think, 3 inches. Yeah, it's supposed to be exactly 3 inches. So that's one thing that's kind of interesting about these tape measures. So if you have this against the wall and you're trying to measure something, you know, you can add 3 inches to whatever it is that you're trying to accurately measure. A lot of tape measures are that way. I'm not sure about this one since it's kind of curved and stuff. This one's certainly not. And this one with its, I mean, it might be roughly 3 inches, but you can't really rely on that with this plastic coating. But that is an interesting feature. The other thing in here, I'm sure most of you know this kind of stuff, but these tips here they will flex in and out depending on what you're trying to measure. And it's the thickness of the actual tab here. So if you're hooking onto something, it accommodates for that and you get an accurate measurement. Or if you're pushing against the wall, it accommodates for that and you get an accurate measurement. There's probably some other cool features about these things, but I don't know what they are. Put them in the chat if you do. Let's take this thing apart. There's the spring. If I pull that out, it's just going to go crazy. And then there's the tape. I don't really want to try to save any of that. And you can see we could really make a mess with all this, but I don't want to do that because then I'll have to clean it all up. But there's what's inside one. It's all coiled up, and that's, you know, part of the mechanism, how it springs and how it comes back. I'm going to put this cap back on so that I can throw it away without making a ginormous mess. Enough. Let's throw that thing away. I wanted to share just a couple new products I purchased. Actually, my wife got me these. These are some safety glasses. I think she got them from Walmart. But the cool thing about these, for these old eyes, as you get older, they're actually bifocal safety glasses. So you have a 1.5 or 2 times power as you're working on things. And if you want to read something really small, you're able to do that with these safety glasses. And I thought I would share those. Kind of neat. Again, at Walmart, go look around for them. I think different manufacturers make them. This was just some off generic brand. I also wanted to share something that somebody brought to my attention. I had no idea these things existed. These are ECX bits, number 1 and a number 2 in this little package that was shared with me. A friend of mine was just talking about this stuff, and he said, "Hey, did you know that these things exist?" And I'm like, "I've never even heard of them before." What these are, they're for electrical outlets. Now, if you do any wiring at your home or whatever, you know, you've seen these things, right? And typically you grab one of your screwdrivers and you either use a flat blade, tighten those things in, or you can use a larger Phillips head and you tighten those in as well, and everything works out. This one's a little too big, but you get the point. Well, these are a special bit. It's these ECX bits, and if you that's the larger one, that's the larger one, the number 2. But if you look at the way they're shaped, they will actually slide in there and they fit perfectly. No moving around, and you can tighten these things in and out without them slipping using flat blades. If any of you've done that before, you know how frustrating that can be. But these things fit in there really nice and tight. Really interesting. I thought I would share because here I am, 50 years old. I didn't even know these things existed. I didn't know there was a special bit for those, but there is. And if you're interested in anything like this, if you're doing a lot of outlet replacements, I definitely would suggest picking up a couple of these. That way, when you're working on these things, it will make that job a lot less frustrating. Really cool tip. I didn't know those things existed, but now you do too. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Deez and this is my workshop. I just wanted to throw a quick video out there, mostly for those guys up in Auburn, Indiana who put on the Indiana Model Engine Show at the National Auto and Truck Museum. I'll put some links in the description of this video to the website for the show, the website for the museum, and if you want to explore model engine making, you can check out those websites, get into some forums and things like that. I wanted to say that I didn't really take a whole lot of video. This video itself is coming out a little bit late. I went to the show, and to be honest, I was a bit overwhelmed at trying to wrap my head around all the different engines and things like that. I was on the fence whether I wanted to go to the show or not due to the distance of travel that I had to make. It made for a very long day. However, I'm really glad that I went up there and met with Aaron Kohler and several of the members from the Model Engine Club up in that area. There were also some other YouTubers up there. I didn't really talk to a whole lot of people. Oddly enough, I'm a little bit of an introvert when it comes to meeting people. It's kind of that awkward first meeting with people. I'm just not this big outgoing person. You wouldn't think somebody would put themselves on YouTube if that was the case, but it kind of is, right? I'm in the shop by myself. But I was able to go up to the show and I just took in all of the machines, all of the model engines. There were some super impressive machines up there. It had to take years, if not decades, to make some of these machines and put them together. I suppose that's the passion of model engine making. You find the engine that you want to focus on and you make all the intricate little parts and you just work through the project and enjoy the process. And you meet people, you go to club meetings, you collaborate online, you collaborate together in person, and you solve problems, things like that. So it's just a good group of guys, at least from what I met that day. So it was a really cool show. There was a lot to see, from really small, like tiny replicas of tools to small, tiny engines, to bigger engines, some gas-powered, some Stirling engines, some air-powered, which would be probably steam-powered or air-powered, you know, and then the name's model finger engine. Sneak peek for anybody watching this video, I'm working on my finger engine. It's nearly complete. This is going to be a 4-part series, so look forward to that coming up. I'm still tweaking things out. I'm working on part 4 to make sure everything works. But that's going to be its own video, so I'll just throw that in the background of this video. Process has been a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Working through and creating every part to one of these engines, it really is time consuming but challenging, and it tests your skills. And I'll tell you, I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot from making these parts. But in the end, it's going to be really cool to say I made every single component that makes up this model engine. So as I said, taking all of it in while I was at the museum and the model engine show, while taking it all in, I just don't know a whole lot about model engines other than they exist. I know of a Stirling engine and gas engines. I know they exist. I know PM Research, that website, you can buy kits, you can buy completed engines, and I'm sure there's all kinds of other websites out there. But it's a whole nother aspect to model or to hobby machining. that's really why I'm kind of drawn to this model engine making. I'm not gonna only make model engines or anything, but I think I'll probably tackle another engine or two someday down the road. But the real fun and joy of it is I'm able to use these machines with a true purpose, and not just making shop made tools. I'm actually making components that are going to make a functional working device. And it tests your limits. You're able to get creative. I use the fixture plate a lot making some of these components. You have to get creative on how you hold your materials. I probably didn't hold them all like you're supposed to, but again, all that's learning for me. Model engines is something that's really interesting. If you don't know of them, or you haven't really looked into it, but you're into hobby machining, I encourage you to kind of do a little research and maybe challenge yourself to make a model engine. Special thanks to Aaron Kohler for turning me on to this hobby and inviting me up to the show. Sorry I didn't take any video up there. I think I did take a small clip. I'll put that in here.
A lot of shit going on there.
I know it. I'm trying to figure out, you can do all kinds of stuff with this.
Yeah.
I also took a few pictures. I'll throw those in there. But again, I didn't go up there thinking I was just going to record the whole thing and make this big, huge video of it. Maybe I should have, but once I got up there, just meeting new people and going through and taking it all in and just trying to wrap my head around everything, I just felt like a fish out of water carrying a camera around and recording things. I don't think anybody would have minded. I just didn't want to do that this first time. If I have a chance to make it up to next year's model engine show, I'll likely take a lot more video and maybe hang out a little bit. Plan to hang out a little more with the folks up there. But no guarantees on making it up there. It is a long drive for me, but this year we were able to make it up. Had a great time. Glad I made it. And if you have any model engine shows around you, wherever you may live, I encourage you to go check them out. Really neat little machines, really cool people just wanting to have fun, like-minded. You can talk shop with them, and just a great time. So I hope you enjoy. Check out the links. Go check out the websites. If you're interested in model engine making, you can go to the forums. You can hit these guys up. They'll help you out. Nothing but the nicest people. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one.